Guys, live interaction with our audience today about suburbs across Sydney, New South Wales, Queensland, Melbourne. What the hell is happening? Some suburbs are up, some suburbs are down. Feel free to ask us and we will show you live. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, hiya.
Yeah. Suburbs. I'm good. You?
Awesome, buddy.
Good. This is going to be a fun one because we've got a live interaction, a very interactive episode today. So throw out some comments if you want your back garden data thrown back at you.
You know what? It's crazy. Every single day, every single hour, I'm here. Every single minute, I'm hearing this conversation in the office. Every single sales rep, I'm hearing them talking about what the market's doing. Market's up, market's down, do this, do that. I'm talking, there's vendors that are asking these questions. There's landlords that are asking these questions. So many people going nuts at the moment. We've got the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia is talking about rates going down today. So then everyone again is in a tailspin over what prices are going to be doing. We've got fixed rates doing stuff. So again, when we've got an election, so people are looking at the market saying, looking at us and saying, what do we feel? How should we feel? What's the market? What should we do? This is really interesting time of my career.
You were saying, I was listening to a podcast last night. Most agents haven't seen a market like this. In terms of interest rates, they've been at a history low for the last 12 years, going downwards. So it's always been the best time to buy. It's always been now. But now there's a bit of a spin on it, which is an interesting way to look at it because most people haven't been working in the industry for 12 years.
Absolutely. They haven't gone through a cycle. I've been in the market for 28, 30 years now. So and I was saying last night, Billy, you were there, I was saying I haven't seen price corrections like this.
Yeah, in a long time. Or was that ever?
Ever.
Wow. So before we get to the data on suburbs, would you still be buying? I mean, what's your take on it?
You know what? And it's a dirty question. Here you go. There's your answer.
Nice. And that's our back garden. That's
so. Am I going to be buying property for a year? No. Am I going to be buying it for 10? Probably. When I get whacked 40 grand for $1 million stamp duty, I'm going to be buying it for a long time. So when you look at it over a long time, absolutely. It's doubled over 10. It will double over 10. I don't care what it's done in the last year or the last month.
Yeah. Do you want to go straight into a few suburbs?
Yep. While you're doing that, okay, Ben, offer today on your house. Auction is on Saturday. What do? Like we spoke about last time, feel free to call and have a chat further about it because there's a lot of questions around what I want to ask you around your sale. But I'm thinking sell. If it's a half-cocked offer, Ben, and it's ready to go, certainly entertain it. Have a really good think about it. And Ben, I want you to think over your changeover. I want you to think about your changeover because at the moment your changeover is more important than your prices that you're getting. But let me give you an example of changeover. If you were buying a house 6 months ago in our area and you sold your unit for $1 million and you bought for 2.5, your changeover was 1.5. You're following me? Now you may be selling a unit for 950. But you're buying for 2.2, your changeover is 1.3 or whatever it is. That's the mortgage you're taking for 30 years. That's what's more important. So you may be getting socked on your price but your changeover, the mortgage you are taking for the same property is less. So guys and girls, if you're upgrading on your property, your changeover is less, do the deal. That's what I want you to look at.
Yeah. And Luke backs that. Morning, gents.
All right.
What's Northern Beaches forecast if interest rates go up today? Do you think it changes too much?
I reckon, cheeky question and on point of what everyone's thinking this morning. Yeah. Lisa Novak reckons it's a no. Mark Novak reckons it's a yes. What does Billy Drury reckon?
I think it's not going to change that much. Like, let's be realistic here. You know, it's a small increase, whatever the way it, does go. And if it's not now, it's going to be shortly later. So let's roll with it.
Okay, let's do our prices. I want to do our prices. Suburbs. Give me a suburb, guys. People out there, give me a suburb.
Let's start with, we've got one here from Jess. Good morning, Jess. Newcastle.
Bring it, Billy. Bring it.
Newcastle. Have you got a
Newcastle. I did Newcastle this morning already.
Oh, really?
Look at that.
That's 1 year?
Yep.
That
Have a
looks
look
like
at that. Have a look at it. Guys, have a look at the last 2 months. That's a correction, baby.
Yeah.
But let's look at over 10 years. It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, stop being narrow-minded. Stop looking at if you can get, and I have this because Billy, how many times you've heard me say this during the day? 10 times a day I'm saying this. If property values are a skyscraper and they are a 20-level skyscraper, everyone wants to get in at level 1 and get out on level 20. Life does not work that way. If you get in at level 3 a bit late and you get out a bit earlier, a bit late at level 18, that is still a good run up the skyscraper.
I like that.
Next suburb.
Yeah, I like that phrasing. Centennial Park, Mark, I've got it here. We're going to go houses first.
Bring it. Houses? Yeah. Houses 1 year.
Look at that.
What the hell's that? What's that dip there? How many properties have been selling in that suburb? I want to make sure we're looking at good data, not 2 sales a year.
Well, we've got 13 on RP data.
13 sales a year?
But over 10?
How many sales a year is in there?
I've got 13.
That's not enough. That's 1 a month. We need a stronger suburb. Not bad.
Should we give them units?
Not bad. Next suburb.
This one's been requested, special request. That's
Which one's
years.
that?
Unit, Centennial Park.
Not bad. And what does 1 year look like in units? How many units are selling a year?
Yeah, not that many. Only 46.
I need a bigger suburb. You need to have a couple hundred sales in that suburb, or at least 50 to 100 to be good. But that's not bad still. 50's, yeah, not bad. Okay, let's go. Next one. I just saw DY come up there. Units.
It's true. It's true. You on it?
I'm on it. 1 year, units, DY. There you go. Correction. It kills me saying it. It kills me saying it. But to redeem myself, let's look at 10 years. Come on, guys. That's a good story. That's 10 years of units, DY. But when you look at 1 year, it hurts. But don't forget about what I'm saying today. Can I explain it another way?
Yeah, and then we're doing Narrabeen.
We'll do Narrabeen. Do Narrabeen while I'm explaining this. Guys, pain people feel more than gain. People feel bad more than they do good. It's an instant thing that burns in your brain. Now, I had this conversation with a client yesterday saying I should have sold my house for $2 million. And I said to him, it doesn't matter. He said, why? I said, you bought it 30 years ago for 300. And he was like, so why aren't you remembering the 1.5 gain? Why are you just remembering the 200,000 loss? You've just made 1.5. So people feel the pain much clearer in the present moment than they do the gain over a long period. So this is rocking people's world at the moment. But I'm saying, guys, just remember that long-term graph that we've been showing you today. Let's go Narrabeen.
Do you know what another point is? And Luke's, got it here. Haven't we been talking about this for a while? Like, surely it was coming. You said it well. There's no market that does 20% a year. And I would certainly not be, wanting to be participating in that market over a 10-year average if it was, because it'd probably drop out completely the other end once it's finished.
I know, but it's back to what I just said. It still friggin' hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Let's go Narrabeen.
Narrabeen, houses first.
Yep.
1 year. That's pretty hardcore.
That looks a bit. I call that a meathead graph. 10 years. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Narrabeen houses are corrected, guys and girls, and Narrabeen over 10 years. What a phenomenal burb. This is becoming clear. Let's get out of the northern beaches. Let's go to Katoomba.
And then we've got Terrigal afterwards.
I did Terrigal this morning as well, but let's do both. Let's go to Katoomba. You go to Katoomba, I'll go to Terrigal.
Look at this, Mark. Bought a 2-bed in DY for $500K 2 years ago. Still so happy. Hell yeah.
Okay. Go Katoomba, you got it?
I've got Terrigal first.
I'll go Katoomba.
Yeah. Units, 1 year.
Where?
Actually, I think Benmont's houses, I think, actually. Benmont's houses. 1 year. That's still strong.
Yeah. Still strong. This is what's killing me. A lot of regional New South Wales is still strong. I've got a client that I'm selling for at the moment that wants to buy just out of Coffs. And I'm saying to her, it's okay if you're selling your unit a little bit less, you're buying your less. She's calling bullshit. And it's true, because where she's looking to buy, the market's hasn't gone down at all. So what graph did you just show?
That was 1 year for Terrigal, 10 years for Terrigal. We're still up.
So it's up and there's no correction in Terrigal. Katoomba.
Yeah, there you go.
Up and up. Katoomba, up and up. The last 12 months of Katoomba, guys, is strong. So this is really, really interesting what's happening in the market. The regional is still strong. Do you want to go to Brisbane?
What do you reckon about affordable areas, Mark? Do you reckon, do you think the expensive suburbs take more of a hit than the less expensive suburbs? Or is it all relative? Is a percentage?
In my career, I have seen Sydney feel the best first and feel the worst last in 30 years. So Sydney's always felt good first and felt bad last. It's been a really resilient place to buy property. This time it changed.
Yeah.
This time, Sydney was first to feel the worst, and what we've called the affordable suburbs are still going. I think it's a COVID thing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Cameron Park
or Fletcher. Let's do
houses.
Both.
One. Okay, I've got Cameron Park. I've got a correction. Last 12-month houses, correction coming in. Look, we're being pretty hard customers calling that a correction, guys. If you look at that there, it's from what, seven? It starts
Yeah.
at 900 and it corrects down to 880.
Yeah, and
it's not much.
RP data is slowly bringing in the data. You know, if you're looking at the most recent sales, you're best just hopping onto realestate.com, going sold, suburb, and then you choose your, you know, what property or price range you're looking in, and that'll give you a very good indication of where things are sitting.
And anyone who's watching today, how do we source this data? We've sourced it from RP Data. How does RP Data source their data? They get it from Land Titles Office. How does Land Titles get their data? They get it from property sales that have settled, which means they're 6 to 12 weeks old. How do they get that data? They get it from signed contracts from purchasers and sellers. So this data that you're looking at today is aged, but we cannot get later data than this. But talking to your local real estate agent, they'll give you the good oil straight away.
Yeah, well, what's nice is the RP data stuff it's hard, you know, can't bend it. But realestate.com gives you another sort of insight, same as Domain. Yeah, it's clever. It's good.
Data doesn't lie. Before we go, Lisa Novak, what should people do? Should they buy now or sell now? Guys, and I've got to say this, don't be shallow or like a drug addict with your buying or selling emotions. You've got to be really long-sighted. You've got to be sure-footed, and you've got to look at what the overall long-term plan is going to be. Don't just sell for the sake of selling. And oh my God, I'm gonna drop it because the rates are going up. I'm gonna drop the baby. Or have a look at that long-term plan, Billy. That what I talk to everyone today about. Your changeover is really important. It's actually a perfect environment to be changing up, because up is selling for less, and what you're selling is selling for less. So it's a good time to be moving up the ladder. But I look at the changeover. I look at what you're going to do with the money. If you're going to look at to improve your lifestyle with your family and your kids, I can't comment on that. Rich to you, do it. You know, so I think I would always be buying. I'm a very long-term person with my money personally, but you know, you can look at the game, and if it's better than the pain, you know, you sell the property. If you want to go through the pain long term to have something there for later, you go through the pain and buy it. But anyone else before we go, Billy?
Yeah, another sort of different take. What do you think is going to happen when they turn inward immigration on? The POMs are coming back, Mark, and we've got someone saying they've got money to spend.
Look, something that no one's really talking about is rent. Rents are going to go bananas when the international market comes back. I was speaking to a hotelier 2 days ago. They had from Sunday onwards, they've had their influx from Singapore. So a lot of these, and this is a big hotel these guys are running. So I think it is going to help us a little bit, these international punters coming through with property.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it looks like. You know, rents, sale prices, yeah.
We're over time, Billy boy. The show's gone nuts today.
It's been solid. I definitely enjoy the interactive one. It's been fun.
I think we've touched on a really sensitive topic, emotion, with everyone today. You can see by the amount of comments going through, it's been ludicrous. Thank you for your time, everyone, and watching, and your question. Billy, thank you for yours. What else has Lisa got to say?
People are moving. There's planes in the sky again. It's just so true. I forgot what that looks like for a while.
There's a lot of money coming into Sydney through the big holidays, I reckon, for sure. One other thing. You may have been watching the news about direct flights to New York and direct flights to London. Flights go both ways, guys. So there's going to be people in Sydney going. There's going to be a lot of punters internationally coming straight in on a flight. from those great countries, cities.
So true. So true. Yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you.
That's a wrap. Busy show. And guys, we're always here one-on-one. If you want to call us, ask any questions about buying or selling, particularly Ben, you're going through a bit of an emotional stage at the moment. We are here for you. Love you. Have a great day. Not a cloud in the sky.
But there is a plane. There's a plane in the sky.
There's lots of planes. See you, buddy.